Don't judge me, but I think this is like the third day in a row I've wore this sweater. But in my defense, I only wear it when I'm trading. For some reason, I get cold when I'm trading. 1 second. All right, so today, wow, what were we trading today? Look at this. This is totally full of all the tickers we were trading today. Usually we're not trading all over the place this much. We only did about, I think, 11 or 12 trades, and I think we were on the right track the whole time. I was, trying to figure out what the lead gapper was. I think ACIU, I was really dialed in on it. I traded this one pre-market like an animal. We were actually down $70 pre-market, and only because I didn't take my profits. And I'll talk a lot more about why I didn't take my profits, because I was up like 3 times in a row, like 6 to 7%. I could have been up like $200 pre-market, but I was trying something new. Yeah, we had some really nice runners today, but then also a lot of stocks kind of giving back, and those follow throughs, you just have to watch out. It's not been the same where we'll have one stock lead gapper and then boom 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 it starts breaking higher. It's been like lead gappers fail and then random takers take over, and that's kind of been the trend lately. And sometimes you have to really shift around a little bit. We do have a really cool, I don't know if it's cool, but I thought it was kind of cool. Basically, when we go to the charts in a little bit, I just entered a trade, and then we closed the trade near the end of the recap. So you guys will see what the new P&L for the day is, and you can see kind of my thought process through the trade, although you guys see that all the time anyway on the live stream. So guys, really fun today. I appreciate all the support, all the donors on the channel. Couldn't super appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, a lot of tickets to review, so let's get started here. And like always, guys, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new, I'm watching you, I want you to hit that subscribe button, join the community. It's mad fun. It's growing all the time. I'm learning so much from the community myself. Looking back at myself just like 3-6 months ago, I'm like, oh my God, like the things you guys have shed light on is yeah, it's amazing, and I'm just super grateful for it. So I want you to join the community as well if you're not part of the channel already. Yeah, let's get into the charts now. Hello and welcome back, everyone. So okay, what do we got here? These are the tickers that we traded today. We also have let's see how many tickers. We traded 11 trades today. Oof. I did not buy this one. LCI, why is this at 40 cents? I'm gonna have to check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks that we traded today. I'm actually in a trade right now on JILL, very a small position near big time support, so we can review this one as well. But basically, this one was down about $90 today. Right now, it's about 83. So overall, green on all the tickers except JILL. That was a wicked pullback on this one. We can review this one actually first. Yeah, overall, I mean, look at this. Canceled orders, 115 orders, working orders, 18 from some other leftover trades. And then, yeah, here are the fills. So good stuff. It's been quite an eventful day today. And let's just start off with, oh, remember we ended the live stream with BOXL, and I was like, okay, there could be a good little bounce here. I was thinking about doing it. Would have been up maybe 2% or so, but I knew that I didn't trust BOXL anymore because it was a little bit later in the day after 11 o'clock, and I felt like on a fourth big green day, BOXL could it has the potential for a offering to come out, and a stock offering, direct public offering, and I'm just a little bit nervous. It could also have another big green day and then just absolutely fly through the roof. I don't know what's going to happen to BOXL, but I do know that this one has had some really nice news with their learning program platform. And then today they had a catalyst that they got basically 2 awards. BOXL wins 2 awards for tech and learning excellence. So that sounds pretty good. It's been a hot ticker, and it was the ticker today with the lowest float, a float of 5 million. Really nice. So it has that potential, but again, I probably won't touch this till the afternoon, and I probably won't be trading the afternoon today. Just a little bit busy. It's been a really long day. But yeah, if I wanted to trade BOXL, I would probably look for the afternoon. It's actually crazy. When we were looking at this, it was just absolutely ripping. Where are some, possible price targets. So we're looking at maybe 4.5. There's obviously many tops in this 4.5 zone. We have big resistance at 4.9, but if we could break 4.9, maybe we're going to run to these former tops here at about 590. I don't know. That's kind of like very aggressive in my opinion, but that would be something I would be looking for. So that's kind of how I feel about BOXL. Again, I probably won't be trading it right now, but if I was going to trade it, it would probably be in the afternoon, and then maybe holding into the afternoon or extended hours, depending on how strong it looked like it was going to close. But for now, I feel like we're in kind of Warren territory. I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm not going to be touching it. Let's go ahead and talk about BOXL. Actually, one last thing I wanted to say about BOXL was the fact that this had an almost perfect red to green move, pulled back about 6% from the open, and then just absolutely ripped up here in just a few candles. 1, 2, 3 candles. It went up 16%, and then 5 candles, 22%. I really wanted this trade, but I got a trade right out of the gates with ACIU, and then I was focused on that one, and then I switched this screen so you guys could see my ACIU trade. And then I missed this red to green move, but it is what it is. I don't really regret it. We had one little decent little bounce trade on this one. The buyers were really weak, and that was a big reason I got out of this trade. It didn't seem to have the buyers behind it. And then good thing, because right after I got out of this trade, we had a big wicked flush to the downside. So, if your trading thesis, if your thesis is that, the stock is going to run and it's not running and it's seeing resistance more than you think is normal, then, sometimes it's good to wrap up. So let's quickly talk about JILL. Why did I enter this trade? I know we've been making good fun of it all day today, and rightfully so. I mean, it's been a sketchy stock. It's been a horrible ticker, just absolutely selling off all day. And this is the one I lost most of my money on. Pre-market, was kind of holding its highs here. I was really thinking about, maybe trading it pre-market at some point here. And then out of the gates, we had a nice open here, ran 30+%, got halted. I thought there was a chance that it might continue its run to the upside. The only catalyst on it, though, was the forbearance with lenders, so kind of light news. 15 million float, U.S. apparel company. So I bought... I really broke almost every one of my rules, because JILL, I wanted to buy the dip here. I had limit order at 21. We just missed my entry by like a cent. We run up 9%, and I'm like, oh my God, we've had so many tickers absolutely, blow past the halt high. So I entered up buying here at the breakout, and then it sells off again, and instantly I'm like down 7-8%, and I'm like, no. So I closed this one for a pretty hefty loss. I think it was like a 9% loss or so. And then it pulls up a little bit, and I'm like, oh, did I sell too soon? But eventually, pulls back the rest of the day. So it was a good thing, because these flushes, these 4 candles right afterwards, were just so aggressive. So let's talk about why I entered here. So here we have 0.8 whole kind of round number support. And if you kind of zoom in on the daily, you can see 0.8, we've had many tops and bottoms in this area, even extending back to here. Now, I know sometimes these whole numbers kind of crack a little bit, so I didn't want to blindly buy at 0.8. I was waiting for a crack and some volume to come back in, and that's what we got here. So I like this overall setup. It looks pretty nice. And I'm in 1,500 shares right now, and I know this move is a little slower, so I didn't feel bad doing the recap. What I might try to do, actually, is try to take some profits along the way. I don't want to just kind of blindly be holding this. I think there's a good chance that we might see a 7% move overall, so that would be at 85. So let's say I want to see it move to 85. I could put 1,000 shares to sell here. And then if I think that we might have even a bigger move, which, okay, maybe I don't really think that, I would probably put some shares somewhere else. But honestly, I think I would be pretty happy if I could take all my profits at 84, which again would be kind of a big move. So I might try to take some profits a little bit before then. But overall, I mean, this thing does have some decent bounce potential. We've had many of these days where it gaps up and it sells off and closes near the low. So I'm very cautious about that, because that means we actually would continue pulling back. But I think for now we have some big, former support, new resistance at 86, 85. So I think we might do a little retest there in this area. We've also, sold off from the pre-market, from the highs about 51%. So I do think we have a little bit of bounce potential. We've had a few bounces along the way. We had down here, we had a 6% bounce. We had down here about a 6% bounce. Here we had a little bit of a bounce, 6-7%. So here, like I say, I'm looking for a bit of a bounce. I think, looking for a 7% move isn't necessarily asking for too much. Although now that I think about it, I'm going to move it down to 83. I'm kind of losing my cool just watching this thing a little bit. So it does kind of give me a little bit of anxiety, and I'd rather just get out, take my profits, and walk away. I mean, the fact that we're already better off than we were before kind of makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so let's kind of keep talking here. What are the other tickers doing? What's going on here? You know what I could do with JIL? I could try to take like 500 at 83 and then 1,000 at 84. That's also an option. Let me actually make sure I'm recording this. Okay, I am. So it happened to me this week where I wasn't recording and I was like, no. Okay, let's get back on track here. ACIU, without a doubt, this was the hottest one I was trading today. 37 million float, Switzerland biotech with Alzheimer's vaccine phase 1B/2A study. Pretty nice sounding catalyst overall. And I was like, okay, this does not look too bad. And let's just go here, talk about this one. Before we talk about this one, let me cancel my order, move the this to 85 and then move this one to 83. I think that's what I want to do. So I could maybe squeeze out a little bit more on this one. I don't want to get greedy, but I feel like getting greedy would be like waiting to 85, 86. So yeah, that's kind of my touch on this one. Anything else that, yeah, okay, let's go to, sorry about that, ACIU. Usually I'm not in a trade while I'm doing the recap video. It's a little distracting. I get on my second chart over here. That's why I constantly like my head's like ripping off every now and then. I think if JILL does do a bit of a reversal, I do think it has that potential for like a 10-14% reversal, because we finally, for the first time, and look at these buyers coming in right now. I think for the first time we've hit bigger major support zone. We also have bigger buyers coming in. I really don't want to get like blindly greedy here, but I do think this one has that potential. So look at that, it's popping up right here a little bit, looking good. Buyers still kind of, the volume is so low on this one, but like I say, this is, multi-month support and resistance down here at an all-time low. So, even if we like try to get back to this, former resistance here at 86, this one has huge potential. Actually, I should be already triggered on JILL. This is why I hate trading stocks with low volume. 27 million on the day, while the lead gapper BOXL is 673 million. By now, or by like 9:35, by like 9:40, I'm not really looking at any stocks under 10 million in dollar volume. So the fact that this one has $27 million volume and it's kind of later in the day is kind of absurd, right? So that's a huge thing to kind of consider. Okay, now let's get back on focus. ICIU. So ICIU, I was trying to trade this one all pre-market. This was one of the best gappers in the morning. We are up here 105%. I had a nice little 9-minute pullback here, and then I had that failed breakout. And this is the 37 million float, Switzerland biotech with the Alzheimer's vaccine phase 2, basically. Didn't get this trade. This was a real loss. And then this one, I had a perfect 2 dip buys here, and we were up 7% or 6% on this one. And I was like, yes, this is looking perfect. This is what I wanted. I'm looking for a break above VWAP. Usually at 7%, I'm always taking profits, but I was like, I'm going to hold my position. I'm going to wait for a bigger move. I'm going to be the bigger man this time. Boom. Instantly learned my lesson. I was also all of a sudden down 75 bucks. And I was like, great. I was up like 80 bucks or so, and now I'm closing for a loss. This sucks. And then the same thing happened here. I bought a nice dip here, was up like 7% on this one, had a nice bull flag, was waiting for a break back here, getting closer to VWAP is where I want to take my profits. Again, luckily I sold before the flush to the downside. And then here I was like, I'm not doing that again. But again, this one I was up 7%. I did hold a little bit too long. And then again, I sold not at the best spot. So it was so annoying. Missed this one so many times. It was just like, you got to be kidding me. I was getting a little bit, kind of tired of this overall kind of tug of war that I was having. And let me just quickly check with JILL, see what's going on here. Getting a little bit crazy. I'm going to take some profits. I'm going to take that 500 shares off the table here. Let's wrap up some shares there. Okay. Well, actually, the alarm should sound if I'm going to wrap up. So it's a little quiet still, a little bit quiet. So ACIU opened up here, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to buy any sort of breakout on this one because screw buying breakouts on ACIU. It's just been failing so much. And so I bought the dip here at 29, kept on pulling back, but eventually it ripped here above the 9-minute EMA, and I took profits pretty quickly. I actually wanted to sell all of it at 11.24, but I forgot I had 200 shares and only sold half. That was kind of ridiculous. Missed this run up here. This would have been pretty nice. Had a nice little support zone here and then a bull flag here. Both of these could have been entries, but again, I didn't have that confidence trading ICIU. Let's kind of fast forward here a little bit. We have, what do we have? The next thing we had, again, is support line bounce on this one, bigger size. I bought too early on this. We were at this candle and I was like, one more little pullback here I'm gonna buy. We had that pullback here and I bought at 67, but then we kept on pulling off and I was like down 3% on a $2,000 position. I was like, $60 down again. And then it kind of pulls up a little bit and I closed my position for basically a scratch. All right, sold 500 shares here on JILL. This one is so slow, just like the slowest ticker ever. Yeah, and then I don't know, do I want to keep trading ACIU? Probably not. I gotta say though, it is holding its highs, and if it breaks back above VWAP, just like EQ, this one kind of reminds me of EQ a little bit. If it does break back above this, I feel like at this point maybe it got all of its sellers out of the way. And it's holding its highs at 10 very well. You gotta give it to it. ACIU is holding its highs very well. It has huge sellers and constant flushes to the downside, but it is holding its highs well. So I don't know. If ICIU breaks above VWAP, maybe I will be trading this one. I'm not as confident with EQ, but honestly, the fact that we've held this area this long is a very good sign. So maybe I will be trading this one. I kind of look forward to seeing what we can get out of it. Should I sell my position on JILL? I feel like maybe I should just force this exit. Decisions. So ACIU, this is probably going to be a potential for a late morning trade. Has huge support here at 10, big resistance at 12, but if we break 12, we could run to 14, maybe even 16, maybe even 18. This could be a really, really hot mover. So I'm going to be watching it closely. I'm going to move my limit order down on JILL as well to 82. There we go, looking good. And yeah, that's kind of my plan for ACIU. I love the catalyst, Alzheimer's vaccine study. It's looking good. Yeah, I mean, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? And I think that's what a lot of other people are going to be doing on it as well. So that's kind of my overall thesis on ACIU. Like I say, if we break back above VWAP, I would love to get long on this one. Just be careful. It seems to be flushing to the downside quite often. Really quickly, let's just talk about these last tickers here, starting with LCI. I'm not really sure why I have such low entry on LCI, or I don't even remember what happened on this one. Yeah, this was a pre-market trade. Was looking for a bigger breakout here, and we just didn't get that. Here we go. We had a nice little pullback here, was looking for a breakout. I was instantly red, and then, I just stopped watching it. LCI isn't really anything to talk about. The only thing to take away with LCI is the fact that, guys, when a stock is trending below VWAP pre-market highs, and it's not really holding any support, although this support here at $6 was a decent little 5% bounce, and this is a multi-month support and resistance zone, I stopped watching it. It's pretty much that simple. What was the next ticker we were trading? BOXL. BOXL. I'm totally out of JIL. We'll review it for a second before we wrap this up. BOXL, we already talked about. And then what do we have left? DGLY and NBRV. DGLY was a pretty cool one. Kind of an impressive move, I gotta say. Pre-market really wasn't doing this much. This was a late bloomer starting about 10:30. Had some news coming out about it. What was that news actually? Did I write it down? Yes, this government contract. This is the body cam company that had the big run in the end of, or June, beginning June, mid-June, with all the protests going on. So we had a nice little dip trade on this one, very, very quick. Breaking higher here. I bought the 9-minute EMA a little bit too soon. My order was at 45, way too aggressive. And then I quickly sold on the bounce here. I don't know, I didn't want to hold on to it, although wow, quite a move here on 21%. And then what was that last one? NBRV. So let's talk about NBRV very quickly. Kind of a similar move. we had a bit of a dip here, and I just kind of went long on the dip. Bigger support. Now with NBRV, it looked like we were going to have a double bottom, and I noticed that a lot of time these double bottoms will slip a little bit, so I moved my limit order down and got a kind of later entry on NBRV. Use small position size because I didn't trust this ticker overall. And the reason I didn't trust it is because it had big warrants at $1.90, and I thought maybe there's more warrants that I don't know about. 99 million float, that's huge. Israel Biotech with exclusive agreement to sell skin infection drug or some sort of cure. So that was kind of my play with JILL. Kind of interesting, very quick. Didn't really want to hold this one. Didn't really care or think we were going to break back above VWAP. It was just, quick and dirty less almost. So let's go back to JILL. Let's see what happened here. Nice, made back some of my losses. So we had that big support here at 78 or so, and then we ran up here 6%. And remember, the reason I got out of this one early is because I was like, a lot of these other these bounces didn't go over more than 6-7%. So I was like, maybe, I don't know, I don't want to get greedy here. I just want to take a little bounce trade. So that's what I did here. Sold 500 at 82, sold the other 1,000 at 82 as well. Originally, I had the other 1,000 at 83, and then I pushed it down right at the end. So I should have left it at 83, and I should have maybe even tried to get out at like 84. But I don't know. We were talking about that in the beginning, and like I said, like you just don't know. You just don't know. And sometimes locking in profits like this, especially after my horrible ACIU of missing my 6-7% profits 3 times in a row, it's nice to lock in profits. So yeah, it looks like we're actually going to be ending the day $204 in the profit. So pretty cool. One of the little bit bigger days, still using small position size, but I'm getting comfortable, getting more and more comfortable every day, and I think that's really, really important. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked the recap. I know it was a little bit longer, but we also did a live trade, so that's kind of cool. Let me make sure everything is going right here. Yeah, everything's going right. Actually, it's not that much longer. All right, guys, the multiple dimension me is signing out. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing. I would love to see you again. Till tomorrow, guys. I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.